And here we are talking of global competition, where you are actually competing with people from other countries, other nations, other cultures, other viewpoints, perspectives, etc. So the way a cultural background influences a person's view of the world, life, humanity, trade, all these things is different, culturally different. The way a Western mind looks at the world and the way an Indian mind looks at the world, I believe, are very different. So if you want to succeed in global competition, you have to get into the mind of the other person. That's very, very important. Only then you will be able to have an idea of what is the value that the other person is seeking. And most importantly, please understand, the critical difference between an entrepreneur and a manager is in the nature of risk that is taken. Everybody takes risk. Even a manager who works for an entrepreneur takes risk. But don't forget, the root of the risk lies with the entrepreneur. Because the entrepreneur shoulders the eventual risk. And that is the critical difference. So your ability to take risk should be extraordinary. Now combine what I have told you. If you are really a master in what you know, which means your confidence in what you know is extremely high, then your perception of risk to that extent is reduced. Because you are very confident, you know that you know, and therefore your ability to compete will also be good. So this is a very important point. So when you are talking of HRD for entrepreneurship and innovation, I have not talked about innovation. I'll just spend less than a minute on that, but so that you get an idea. If you're talking of HRD for entrepreneurship and innovation, this is a line that the education system can take. That to produce entrepreneurs, we have to make these young people like you, understand the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, the fundamentals of value, the fundamentals of exchange, and so on. Then you can hope to be winners as entrepreneurs. Where is our country on entrepreneurship? Pretty good, actually. In the sense that there is a perceptible rise in our country among young people who want to become entrepreneurs. It's perceptible. Some surveys have also led to the same observation, that many young people today are seriously considering entrepreneurship. In terms of percentage, I'm saying. Not in terms of absolute numbers, it may be low, but in terms of percentage, it's quite high. Okay? And there are, luckily for us, many institutions have also, many educational institutions have also begun promoting student-led entrepreneurship in their campuses. This is very important. That's the good news for all of you young people. Okay? So, understand value in various contexts, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, whether it's entertainment, whether it's transport, whether it's communications, whether it's energy, any field of human endeavor. Understand how people derive value and start playing the game. Then, if you are good with your knowledge of that value, and if you are very confident so that your risk perception is low, you can consider becoming an entrepreneur. Okay? And you can start playing the game. But for India as a country to win this game, I think it's going to take about 20 to 25 years in my estimate. But you should start playing it now. Then you can hope for a clean win in 20 to 25 years. Perhaps I would even go with Professor Kailas. Perhaps somebody here may discover very sustainable technologies. Okay? May discover products that are very sustainable and very high value products for various people in the world. Then we become winners. And please don't forget the point I said. This very university where we are all here right now is potentially a very high value spinner. But they must also realize that they are up against very heavy competition in terms of the people who are producing medicines to cure diseases. Okay? So this is, we don't call it an innovation. Because people think any creative output is innovation. Please differentiate between creative output and innovation. They are not the same. Okay? The second is, if not commercial success, you can still have innovation if there is a widespread use of a method or a technique or something like that. It need not be a product always. Okay? It can be a method. For example, if you look at why Japanese management practices spread a lot, because they had a lot of creative content, simple, and they were innovative in that sense. Okay? For example, if you take fishbone diagrams of representing, cause and effect, it's a very simple idea, But the point is, there's this gentleman called Ishikawa who's credited with this diagram. You draw that, you're able to represent many things visually. So that is an innovation. It's not a product, it's an idea, it's a tool. It's a tool for representing thought. So that is an innovation. So you have to have either commercial success or widespread use. To make life even simpler for innovation, I'll give you a simple example from the world of cricket. The reverse sweep was a creative output, and today it's an innovation. If you go back 20 years or 25 years, nobody would have talked of reverse sweep in cricket. Or the dill scoop is an innovation. Today it is not uncommon for the dill scoop, isn't it? So these are all small innovations. The carom ball is an innovation, the carom ball. It was not practiced about 20 years ago. Somebody comes up with this creative output, it's an innovation. Malinga's bowling like this is still not an innovation because it's not widespread. It is creative. I hope you got the difference. Okay? So this is where we are. Please differentiate between creative output and innovation. Now you can connect entrepreneurship and innovation. In fact, every budding entrepreneur would like to be seen as a great innovator in terms of enjoying commercial success or widespread use of what is being practiced. That is the connection. Now this is where human resource development has to take place. That's why I said HRD for entrepreneurship and innovation. I think a lot of educational programs in our country can reorient themselves very subtly but very firmly towards creating an entrepreneurial spirit among our students, young people, and help generate great entrepreneurs. I'll close with one remark. Please understand the difference between a guru and a sishya. Because very often people ask the question, have you become an entrepreneur for you to talk about entrepreneurship? In part, I would say yes, not fully. But this is where you must understand the basic truth. Dronacharya cannot become Arjuna. Arjuna cannot become Dronacharya. But you need the two of them to win. That's the secret in science. So Arjuna should not challenge Dronacharya. Are you such a great archer to teach me? He said, no, I'm not. But I know the art of archery and I'm going to teach you so that you become great. So great teachers will enable you to rise. They say a great teacher does not bring the student to his wisdom, but enables the student to explore his wisdom. So that is what we are trying to do. We want to explore, teachers like us want you to explore your limits of your wisdom, and we help you in that journey. And if you become greater, our glory lies in your victory. Please understand this. Okay. This is where we are. So don't forget what I shared with you. Unless you are very serious with your studies. I'm stating this because I'm coming across hundreds and hundreds of students who are not serious with their studies, who just want to enjoy life while they are young. This country cannot afford this kind of enjoyment. It's not feasible. Don't fool yourself. Your generation will also fail this country if you get into that kind of a thought mode. Don't do this. And the joy of life and happiness in life do not come from simple things. The real happiness in life comes only from honest struggle. This is the basic truth. Unless you honestly struggle, you will not derive fulfillment in your life. It's not possible. Okay? So I've shared whatever I wanted to share. Look forward to questions. Thank you very much.